very disappointed in myself as part of the group that we allowed ourselves to get to a point where Ronan felt it was toxic.
Right.
It didn't feel toxic to me, you know what I mean, at the time.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise that. Myself and Shane, you know, I suppose the reality is the way...
Bringing me into this. You just talk about yourself there.
Blessed is the peacemaker.
We didn't get to enjoy the success in any shape or form in the 90s. We were on a plane somewhere, we were in Asia, Australia, South America, God knows. While everyone else back here was having a great time celebrating our success.
Yeah.
I like that people can come to me and trust in me or confide in me and, you know, and just kind of talk them off a ledge as such.
I wouldn't talk him off that ledge.
No, you're not me
I was
off.
going to say, great title for a tour, Off the Ledge. Don't you think so? The ledge, get the ledge off the ledge.
Virgin Radio. Saying farewell with Two for the Road at the Emirates Stadium next June. So please welcome the Boyzone boys, who are never scruffy. It's Ronan Keating, Shane Lynch, and Keith Duffy.
The three wise men.
Squeeze in.
Oh well, here we are and here we go.
Is there a table saw?
Yeah, of course.
Is there?
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever come on TFI Friday? I can't remember.
Twice.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
One time you had a ghetto blaster and you played a Boyzone song
Yeah.
and you cut the ghetto blaster in half.
Why would I do that?
Why would you do that?
With a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Did it help? Did it?
I mean, thanks to you, the record went straight to number one.
Of course
so,
it did. Of course it did.
Got a lot to thank you.
Oh my
for.
gosh!
Thanks,
Well,
pal.
boys, we're here and we're doing it again. How does it feel?
It's great. You know,
Yeah?
just to get the opportunity one more time. And it's 33 years ago since we kind of got together.
No way.
Yeah, 32, 33.
33 years ago.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Wow,
33.
that's amazing. You say one more time. It was one because I saw all the posters, and then somebody got this sticker. Tell us about. First of all, for people who don't know, what the heck is going on next year?
We're playing.
Yeah, 5th and 6th of June next year, we're playing Emirates Stadium.
Right.
Which is, we're calling it One for the Road, but sold out, so we're going for the Two for the Road.
Right.
And realistically, it's an after-show party, and everyone's invited. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
You know, we had a great success with the documentary, and there was, by demand, really, we're giving it back to the people. That's what we're doing. We're saying, look, we're a Boyzone. We've been around for 33 and 30 years by the time we get on that stage, and we're going to celebrate with you guys. That's what we're going to do.
I mean, the irony, you know, it's not escaped anybody, at least more yourselves, Boyzone. So when you were, you know, there was no future-proofing in this name, was there, really?
No, nothing to do with us.
We just have to stay young. That's all it is. That's what we're trying to do then.
And can we just talk about the name for a sec? So what was it? I can't remember whether the Boyzone was a phrase, you know, the girls would say, there's a Boyzone over there, let's get over there, or was it just cooked up by...
I think it was just cooked up by Louis.
Yeah.
I mean, in the early days, the audience were predominantly women.
Right.
And then you'd notice a couple of lads in the audience, and you know they saw the poster Boyzone, and they just thought it was like a gay strip show.
Right.
You know, and they came in anyway.
And so you gave them a bit of that, and
Yeah, of course.
Whatever. Here's the point. No, when you're sowing the seeds, you know, you're like, okay, what's going on here? But you know, I've got my own Boyzone. Boyzone.
Look at you.
See? So I've got,
Oh, wow.
I've got the three
There's
names.
an idea, Mark. Look at that for
That's all right. Where's Mark?
for the merch.
Where's Mark when you need him? Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that, Mark. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well drawn.
Okay. Change your word. Take a third. You know how it works. And I've got your zone here.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's very
It's
good.
a triangle, which I think is a hazard warning on the highway code. There's a bit of punk going on as well.
yeah,
A bit of
always.
danger going on.
Always.
Might make
with
us cool at last.
Yeah, oh, come on, you are cool now. That's the whole point, though. You are cool now,
No,
aren't
that's
you?
it. Yeah, it's taken
That is
30
the
years.
thing.
But
It doesn't matter as long as cool arrives. It doesn't matter when it arrives. I'm still waiting, man. I've gone the other way.
You had it.
Maybe this karma. This is what's going on.
That's what happens.
Now, I learned so much about the other boys. Although I lived their journey with them side by side in the 90s, into the 90s, I actually watched the documentary and learned so much that I did not know about my own brothers. And that's really surprised me.
Yeah.
It took me back to think, how did I not know they were going through that at that time, emotionally and, you know, spiritually and stuff. So it was an incredible journey for us all.
Well, how would you know? I mean, first of all, you were younger, so much more inexperienced than you are now. But also, so many things were happening to you on a daily basis. I mean, talk about spinning plates.
Yeah, totally. We didn't get to enjoy the success in any shape or form in the 90s. We were on a plane somewhere, we were in Asia, Australia, South America, God knows. While everyone else back here was having a great time celebrating our success.
Yeah.
You know, so it was.
That's the business, though, isn't it?
But it's 30 years later, you look back and you see that.
Yeah.
Because at the time we didn't care. We were riding high. We were having number one sellout tours. it was all good. It was all
You were
positive.
living the dream that you didn't even dare to dream.
Yeah, or live.
Or live, yeah.
Or live.
It all happened so quickly. I think we were afraid it could just disappear just as quick. So just live for today and see what happens tomorrow.
I mean, the thing about the documentaries, there was so much to talk about, wasn't there? And the fact that, the Robbie documentary is interesting, which I'm sure you've seen.
Yeah.
And that's about one person. Sure, he was in another band with some other people and had some experiences. And it's a brilliant documentary.
Yeah.
And the Beckham documentary, he was in a football team, but it's about him. This was about all of you. And so there were so many more variables and so many more permutations of all your feelings, and we all be, but then we all have to interbe. And you had to interbe all the time. And that's why the documentary is so fascinating. The early footage, the auditions, it's mad, wasn't it?
Yeah. Awful. Actually, looking at it, it's awful. I will never forget. I was working in a shoe shop around the corner in Dublin on Henry Street, and it was in the new. His face was on the Evening Herald channel, and looking for the new Irish.
Conor Farrell, was it?
Was
it him and Conor Farrell?
No, it was because that hadn't happened. The audition hadn't even happened.
right.
It was just Shane and Mark Walton on the Evening Herald, and I was looking for the Irish answer to take that, and I thought I can do that. And I went around the corner literally around the corner from Henry Street to the Ormond building where the auditions were happening. My manager at the time, the shoe shop, allowed me to leave half an hour early, and I went around, and there's these 300-400 lads snaking down the street around the corner, and there's Danny from The Script, and there's they weren't then, but they are now.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell, all these faces, and I thought they all look like pop stars. They all look amazing.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get in this band. And then, lo and behold, here we are.
You found a great doctor. And
I did, didn't I? Look at me now.
The banter never stopped.
Never stopped.
In the room.
I know. Seriously.
Oh, wow.
That's why it's only 2 shows.
Yeah, well, we'll get onto that in a minute. I've got loads of questions for you. Don't worry about that.
We didn't feel it the first time because
Yeah,
it
we
was a
didn't.
gradual grow. We started on 40-foot trucks at the Rose of Tralee. We played nightclubs and people's houses. Dinner tables taped together as our stage in nightclubs in the Glenties and Donegal. To have started at that level, to then go into arenas and stadiums and have that type of reaction, and we were so young, and obviously we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And this gig will be the first time that we've done this together on this level for 20 years.
So you're going to have that moment backstage again.
But you know what? We're only doing one night. There's a second night gone on now, so it's only going to be 2 nights, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
So. You blink and it's over.
Yeah.
We got to be ready. We got to be prepared,
That's
and
a good
we got
point,
to just soak it all
Yeah,
in.
that's a very good point. So none of this was really on the cards before the documentary. During the documentary, I would imagine it was the same. Then obviously you ended the documentary like you did, Ronan, and say never say never or whatever. Yeah. And then when did you honestly say we need to talk about this? We should do something.
Well, look, go back to 2019 when we finished our last tour, our world tour. We went everywhere. It was ridiculous, and it was a huge success. But by the end of it, the last shows, last international shows were in Japan. I remember in Tokyo and Osaka, it all fell apart. Everything just felt like I can't be here anymore. That's what it felt like to me. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be part of this because it wasn't a nice environment. Never thought we were going to get back together after that. I thought that was it.
Right.
Duster and I were chatting, and Shannon, we were talking about this documentary for quite some time. You had watched the Wham doc. Mm-hmm. Was it the Wham doc? I think so.
George Michael,
and you were saying, they're getting to tell this. They're telling the story, and this is. It's really important for our kids and for our grandchildren that they get to see and hear who we were, what we did. So we started having the conversations about film. It took 2 years to make the doc. It took a long time to get it together, and then to for us to tell our story and to make it into what it is. We couldn't believe that people were so interested in it. We could not believe it. We were blown away. And then the phone starts ringing, and people start asking, "What do you want to do this?" And a string of dates were on the table. Lots and lots of shows across the country. And I have to say, my anxiety went through the roof.
Did it again?
I thought, I can't do this. I can't. I love these guys.
Yeah.
But, I think when we're all together in that environment, it can be a very toxic place. It can be, after a while, it can be hard for us all to be in it. It is. It's
Still.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a thing, fame, all of it.
Triggers.
What it does to
Triggers.
There's triggers, and it just, you don't even realise it, but it just takes you back to being 17. Well, for me, being 17 years of age again, and my anxieties and my, like Duster says, imposter syndromes and all these things that come back again. and my anxiety goes through the roof. So I thought, I don't know if I can do that, lads. But I was entertaining it. We were having the conversations. And then I get Ed Sheeran contacts me and he said, just seen the documentary, best thing I've seen, unbelievable. You got to get the band back together. And I said, mate, here's the story.
Yeah.
I filled him in. And he goes, I get it. I understand. I the things he said, it was like, I get it. And I said, well, we'd like to do maybe something big, go out on a high. And he goes, well, I've got somebody who can possibly make that happen. And he put me in touch with one of his people, and lo and behold, here we are.
All right.
2 shows.
Okay, two shows. Keith, you were looking down there, not down, not emotionally down, but you were having a little think about things when Ronan was chatting away. Just tell us your version of, not version, but you're on the other side of the court. Tell us about your sort of your journey to come to the same.
It's like we were talking about earlier on, and in the documentary, Ronan was explaining what he just explained about how he felt, sat in Germany or in Japan at the end of the last tour, and I didn't know he felt like that. I'm very disappointed in myself as part of the group that we allowed ourselves to get to a point where Ronan felt it was toxic.
Right.
It didn't feel toxic to me. You know what I mean? At the time.
Yeah.
All right.
But I didn't realise that. Myself and Shane, I suppose the reality is the way...
Bringing me into this. You just talk about yourself there.
Blessed is the peacemaker.
But I suppose the job at hand, the job to be done on stage, Ronan had a much bigger job than us to do on that particular tour. And that's the way organically Boyzone grew, because we had the sound of Boyzone was Stephen Gately and Ronan Keating, and that worked, that sold, that was a hit. So for years and years, the other boys and I, we were never on that front. We never got the opportunity to mature our voices, to get people to know our individual voices. We never had the experience to get confident in performing out front. And, Ronan is the thorough professional. His work ethic is unquestionably 100% better than the rest of ours can be at times, or could be at times.
Or usually is at times.
It usually is at times. So we didn't have the type of pressure on us for the performance side of things that he did.
What a beautiful thing to say, by the way.
Well, I'm always honest. I'm always, if it's against myself, so be it. I'll be honest about it. We loved the party. We loved the good time. We're on tour. We're in Japan. We're having a good time. Looking back, I can see Ronan looking at us and going,
You have no idea.
I don't want to curse, but I can imagine what he might have been thinking. And I can understand the workload, the travel, the workload, missing our families. Being on tour is not always great. You do get homesick and you do miss the finer things in life. At the same time, we're very blessed to be put in the position that we were in, to be able to be successful and have fans on the other side of the world that want to see us. I hate the word toxic. I really do, but I can understand it.
Yeah, do you know what toxic means? The definition of toxic. It's not. It sounds a lot worse than it is. Toxic means just detrimental towards the main organism. That's all it means.
Okay.
It doesn't mean poisonous.
Right.
It just means it's not helpful. A situation is not helpful.
That sounds better.
Yeah, that's what it means.
It plays
Toxic
better in my mind.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad I can be of help.
Yeah, thank you. Good session, lads. Thanks a million. No, but look, you know what? Looking at the documentary and having compassion for how everybody felt, coming back together for one last show, which is what it was, gives us all the opportunity to walk away in a much nicer, non-toxic environment.
So this is good, positive closure. However, you are doing too, which is so fun.
Yeah. We are.
It's
Well,
so
look, if we're
fun.
going to do all the rehearsals and the work...
No, by the way,
might
it's
as well do a
great. I
second
think you
one.
should
Do a
do
second
like
one.
5, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if we're that popular anymore,
I was
Chris.
going to say,
you know what I
we
mean?
can sell 5, that's the problem.
Well,
I mean, the first night sold out with our family. So it's only the fans are only going to the second night on the Friday.
Well, that's here, though. I mean, you could definitely do a stadium here, I mean, is there a chance that you could say goodbye to each continent or with a stadium show?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
I just don't think the popularity is there anymore. The people that we worked with that made an awful lot of money out of us back in the 90s, they haven't been forthcoming with offering us availability in venues in Ireland.
Right.
It would be absolutely lovely, to finish the final chapter in Ireland where we grew up.
Yeah.
But as Ronan said when we kind of launched the dates, it took us to be successful here in the UK before we were welcomed home in Ireland.
It's often the case.
So
because it's like the Killers in America.
Ireland is such a small country, and we're so passionate about our rock music and our traditional music. U2 and Bono and the Furies. they weren't delighted in '93 when a boy band was coming from Dublin. they weren't over the moon.
It was actually a really punk move if you think about
You
it,
know.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Because
brave.
punk's easy. I mean, punk's just heroic. It's like it does what it says on the tin.
I mean, there's a part of me that always would have loved and much preferred to be a drummer in a rock band than in a boy band. But I mean, we come from a working class background. We needed to pay our bills. This is what was offered to us, and this is what we ran with.
Well, if none of this had have happened at all, and you were offered this ticket tomorrow, this lottery ticket tomorrow, you'd probably take it if you were.
Time. Look, the platform it gave us for our future careers and what we do today, we're very grateful for that.
Yeah.
But just on that note, it would be lovely to finish at home, in Ireland, in Dublin.
The conversation. I started the conversation about these shows in Ireland,
Right.
and they came back and said, "There's not the want for it."
Who's they?
Well, we don't talk.
Okay, no, you don't have to name names.
Ireland
but-
is that side. Well, the promoters that worked with us in the past didn't feel that the popularity of the band would still be available to sell a stadium, because there's no point in us playing, the Emirates Stadium and going home and playing an arena.
Yeah.
If I'm being brutally honest with you, and this is a very selfish kind of feeling, we all grew up on the north side of Dublin. Mm-hmm. Our national stadium is Croke Park on the north side of Dublin.
Yeah.
We've never played there.
Yeah.
Westlife came up after us from the same stables as ourselves, and they're from Sligo, the west coast of Ireland. They've played Croke Park. We never had. And for me, it would just be.
There seems to be a bit of desire there for that still. If that was.
Croke Park is so special,
Like I said, we started the conversation there before Emirates. That was
if that was put on the table today, even now, could there be a possibility of a third gig?
No, I don't think it'd happen.
But from your point of view,
no, we know that the venues aren't available now anyway. At this stage, you wouldn't get it.
They're
Unless you want to
booked
play
out for you.
rugby.
They only have a
gone.
certain amount of.
I think 6 nights is all you get in Croker.
Something like that in a year. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have gone asleep at night dreaming and woke up thinking maybe today.
Keep dreaming, man.
Keep dreaming,
Dreaming.
dream big. But I played in Croke Park as a hurler and a football under 14s from Dublin School.
So you have played Croke Park.
Yeah, but
That's all right. So you're doing it for these two.
Yeah. I'm only doing it for these guys.
Shane, you're so peaceful and quiet all the time. Have you always been like this?
Yeah, I think the kind of thing in the Boyzone band, character based. I just wait me turn. You know what I mean? That's all it is. I like to wait me turn. I kind of stay in the corner, say nothing, and just do my job and get it done. That's how I've always been.
So when it's all been kicking off in the past,
Yeah.
have you been like the Zen master in the corner? Do you two recognise this personality?
Oh, we know him well. Yeah. Absolutely.
And is that what you've seen? Have you sometimes?
We know all of them.
No, I know that. All of him. You know
all of them.
All the Shanes. Right, that's very interesting for a start. And have you seen him in your peripheral vision when you two are kicking off and he's just thinking, they're at it again? Just give us a bit of that, Shane. Give us a bit of that perspective.
No, that's a fair observation, I suppose. I think out of the years of Boyzone, as you kind of said earlier, blessed be the peacemaker. Listen, I've caused trouble also in the band, but generally I think I'm the one to kind of dissolve many situations, and I like that. I like that people can come to me and trust in me or confide in me and just go, what do I do with this channel? How do I tell them about, and just kind of talk them off a ledge as such, without things blowing up or exploding. And I think every group needs one.
We couldn't talk him off that ledge.
No,
I was going to say, great title for a tour, Off the Ledge. Don't you think so? The ledge, get the ledge off the ledge, for heaven's sake. I'm so honestly glowing with respect. We all are. We're so happy for you to be here. We're so excited about your shows.
It's great. We were rushing our answers because we thought we'd get 5 minutes.
No, mate. No, that's how we roll here. Don't worry about that.
That is greatly appreciated.
No, so the one for the roads poster, which I saw on the tube, I was so happy to see it on the tube, and I was even happy to 4 days later to see that sticker, 2 for the road. Was that always an idea? Was that in the back pocket? Was the sticker literally in the back pocket?
It was one night,
and look, we held 2 in the hope, but it was only ever one night. We never thought we'd sell out like that.
Right.
So then,
So there are tickets still available for the second
night, yeah.
Okay, but first night sold out.
Gone.
Done.
Yeah, if the second night was sold out, Chris, you really think we get up this early in the morning?
Probably not. But a girl can dream. Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
30 odd years.
No, but you know about him and me, don't you?
Pain and hurt.
Without him, I don't get my wife and I don't get the children because he introduced me to my wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yo, matchmaker.
Hey, that's me.
Never forget it, mate. Never forget it. Never forget it.
strong,
Can't think about it too much. Tear up.
Oh, stop.
No, seriously.
Thank you.
Great. Ronan Keating, Shane Lynch and Keith Duffy. Boyzone are back. It's true, what the posters say. 2 for the road, bring it on. The Emirates Stadium, Friday 5th of June and Saturday the 6th. You're going back to back. That's so punchy. That is so punchy. Never done a stadium before.
Will you come along?
100%.
Great.
I'd love to come. I would be honoured to come.
Just come to the second night, will you? We've no tickets.
No, I'm coming for the first night. I'm coming for the first. Oh, no, I'll come whenever you tell me.
Please do.
And bring the wife and the family.
Bring everyone.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, bring them all.
I can't wait for the show because I bet there's going to be a story aspect to it as well. There'll be something going on, won't there? Yeah.
We might have to bring you in as an idea.
Yeah.
You know?
You can attach a rocket to me and fire me out of the stadium.
That's an opener.
Get your own back.
Yeah. I'll just cut you in half with a chainsaw.
And here comes tonight's guest cannonball. It's Evans. Ticketmaster.co.uk for all this. Great to see you. I'm so pleased you came in. Honestly.
Thank you. Thanks for
I
having
cannot
us.
tell you. This is amazing. Can we have the biggest round of applause ever, please, for Ronan, for Shane, and for Keith? Let's hear it for Boyzone. Boom. Yes.